You're listening to The Audacity Effect, where bold moves, real talk, and zero permission slips are just how we do things.
We're Jenna and Kelly, two corporate pros building bigger lives on our terms and helping you do the same.
Whether you're launching something new or burning down what no longer fits,
we've got stories, strategies, and sarcasm to match. Let's get audacious.
Bold moves, real talk, no permission slips. Gotta give them my all. Nobody's gonna tell me what to do with this. There is no blueprint, just my audacity. Done with permission. My dreams might need a pivot, might need a new scheme. Call it Audacity Effect.
Before we dive in, we want to be really clear about something. This episode isn't about bashing the church. It's about unpacking personal experiences with faith, exploring the complicated relationships many of us have with religion, and honoring the process of deconstructing and, for some, reconstructing belief. Our stories are just that, ours. They're not meant to be prescriptive or universal. We deeply respect that faith is personal, sacred, and different for everyone. If you're still in the church, have left, are questioning, or somewhere in between, there is space for you here. This is a conversation about curiosity, complexity, and giving ourselves permission to ask the hard questions. Hey, Audacity crew. Last week, I believe, we were just about to get into it with our friend Chelsea, how her deconstruction began. So that is where we are going to pick up this week. Hope you enjoy.
But yeah, like women are allowed to do the domestic things in the church, but certainly cannot have a voice.
Mm-hmm.
And how did your deconstruction start?
That there.
Yeah, I was pretty
right,
sure that
right
was
there.
I thought that was
right
it.
there. Yeah. So I would say I started questioning things when I was at a church that appeared to be more progressive, yet only allowed women to be Bible study leaders if they were married. And then also it was very subtle, right? Like you wouldn't know if you weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what
because your husband had to like sign off on your curriculum before you.
No, but like you were leading the group as a couple, not as you. You're not leading other men, which was so funny because you know my husband. We all love him, but like he doesn't know what is going on.
It was Chelsea.
In the Bible. I was leading that group.
She was leading
And
our
I asked, would I be able to lead this group without being married? And it was word salad. And I was like, okay. And then I dug more and, all of the deacons or whatever, the board is all men, but there's photos of them as a couple on the website, but it's the man who is on the board. And so I was like, okay, so all the leadership here is male. And there are churches, to be clear, disclaimer, whatever, like there's plenty of churches led by women. There's plenty of churches that don't believe that. But this is where I started to ask questions and try to get answers. So I read a lot of books. What did Paul really say about women? I think that's actually the title of one of the books that I read. Because when you are deconstructing, you guys might feel this way, you need validation from people who are from where you come from.
Yes.
Because you need to see that there is a way to believe what you believe or still hold on to your faith and not be a heretic, but, change your beliefs. Now that I'm out, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
But when I was deconstructing, I needed to find biblical scholars who agreed with women leadership in the church. I needed to read a lot of stuff about female prophets that were left out of the Bible and things like that. And I read God and the Gay Christian by Matthew Vines. It's a great book.
It's such a great book.
I read a lot of those books because that was the second thing. So it was women in the church and then it was the LGBTQ community. And I was like, these are the things that I need to figure out if I can still be a Christian because these are the things I believe. I don't believe that they're inherently sinful. I don't believe that they're making choices about their sexuality that are bad. And so I read all the books. I read so many books. And now I'm at a place in my faith journey where I don't need validation from biblical scholars to tell me what I know in my heart, in my inner knowing to be true about people that I love. But at the time, I needed that. Like,
Yes.
I needed to see that there were other people who were still good, like in quotes, right? Like good Christian people that were going to heaven that believed these things. So that I think is a really important part of deconstruction is like finding people who are still willing to talk to you. Because I think a lot of the times people leave and they're like, I want nothing to do with that. You're on your own over there on that weird island cult thing, sister, and have fun, right? Like, and I don't want to be that person. I think sometimes it can feel easier to just leave it behind, especially when you see what's happening in the culture. And I'm like, I'm so glad I'm not a part of that chaos that is happening right now.
Yeah.
I want nothing to do with
Nothing
it.
at all to do with that.
Blah. But then I think about me being in that space and needing like a lifeline to say like, you're not wrong and you can still, you know, you can still have faith and still believe that like the things that Jesus stood for were right. Because I still do. I don't go to church, but I still, you know, fruits of the spirit, that's my jam.
Yeah.
That's how I live my life.
Yeah.
Don't make me sing it,
Don't
okay? Don't make me do it. But you need that when you're still in that space.
So for me, it started with The Shack. And for those of you that have not read The Shack,
Interesting.
I would totally suggest you
Why?
reading The Shack. Because
Or why was that the
why was that
start?
the beginning
Yeah.
for me? Because it was suddenly I got to see that someone thought like I did and it wasn't wrong. Like the validation was there. And so it was like, okay, so I don't believe God is a being that wants to punish me and make me feel terrible and smite me
Yeah.
and is just waiting like a boogeyman, like hovering over. I don't believe that. And I couldn't really articulate it in a way that made sense to me. And when I read The Shack, I was like, oh, I'm not the only one that doesn't believe that. And it's funny that you're saying that because I don't want to ruin The Shack for people, but you know, like
If you haven't read it by now.
if
I was going to say, come on, people.
I know you got to read it, but you know, there's a woman that is God, and it's not just a woman; it's a Black woman.
Yeah.
That's God. And I was like, okay,
Is that blasphemy?
this is okay for me to feel this.
Yeah.
And so that was the beginning. So it was women and women leading, and I'm like, well, why aren't women leading, and why aren't we talking about this? Like, why isn't this a thing? And sure, there are some churches that have that, and I was talking to my aunt a couple months ago, and I was thinking about this subject, and Jenna and I, we were talking a little bit about it, and she was saying how she was like, you know, women don't lead in the church. That's just not what they do. That's, you know, they're not called to do that. And I was like, oh my goodness, like this is still this is still really real. So that was the beginning. And then one of my best friends is gay and truly one of the best people I've ever known in my life. And I could not wrap my mind around that because he loves this man, he's gonna go to hell.
Nope.
Like that didn't make sense to me. And so that's how mine started. I started questioning everything after that. That was the beginning of it for me.
Yeah.
How did you start?
Can't populate the earth if we're gay. Conspiracy theory. No.
That would be assuming there was only two people. And the only other option, Jenna, is incest. I hate to tell you.
No, I'm saying like that's where the you can't be gay thing comes from.
Yes.
Because it was like they're like, oh no, we have to populate the earth. We can't have people. If we're, so I know if you're gay, you're going to hell. That's it.
Right.
That's it. It's always just to hell with you. It's sort of like the because I said so.
Yeah.
Yes, it is because I said so.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get into the how it went from like Jesus to the Catholic Church sort of creating rules and what is was it the Council of Nicaea, and where they all got together and they were like, we control all the people.
What shall we say? It's true.
Yeah. I don't think I was like the good little girl and did all the things and did the Sunday school. I won puppet ministry. I don't want to lie. Did you know teens involved?
No, tell me more.
The teams involved was just like what it sounds, but you got to do different ministry things. There was
and
a
you
singing
were doing
one,
puppet.
an acting, puppet one, and I wrote all the puppet scripts. They were a little bit like edgy for Bible things because I had an Adam and Eve one. And they were.
Did you have like a little curtain?
Edgy?
Edgy. It was like, yo, Adam,
Censored.
what's up? Yeah, like they talked like that. That was a snake. He was like, yo, I think you should probably eat this thing. And I don't think there was any white puppets, even though I am white, just like not giving myself any credit here, but they were like.
Oh, you had diverse puppets.
They were all
That's
diverse.
good.
Nice.
I like that.
They were, I think there was 2 black ones. I don't know what the appropriate, he looked maybe Japanese, a Japanese puppet perhaps.
All right.
And then don't remember what we used for the snake. It was an actual snake. But anyway, it was all things. I did children's church things. So I wrote the script and I bossed around my poor friends.
And
then we won because there's like a regional competition. And there's like the countrywide one.
Whoa.
You traveled? You were a traveling
we went
puppet?
to Word of Life.
Wow.
I had pictures years.
Wow.
I think I maybe
Puppet
offered
master?
to share that
Puppeteer?
before. I think there was a white boy puppet. Of course
director.
there was. Anyway, Lizzie had dark curly hair. So I did all that. And then I think when I became a teenager, when I was 13, the lady that had sort of taken me under her wing and was letting me ride horses, she died very suddenly. And that was, my life kind of turned upside down because nothing made sense anymore. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Especially to a little 13-year-old who only cared about horses.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden that was just done. And then I think when I like sort of woke up out of the spell of that and eating disorder stuff and just all of that blur, I just didn't want to. It was sort of a rebellious thing. Like, this has done nothing that I just feel so bad about myself.
Yeah.
Because I just did all the things you weren't supposed to do, right? I snuck out. I was going to parties. I had sex with boys. And all the bad things happened that my mom said was going to happen. And it made it worse.
Yeah.
Double worse.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I brought this on myself. And like, retrospectively, I think I had so much self-hatred because of course you do when you're in all those like bad behaviors. And then I think one day it was a therapist that I was with, and it was like the 5th therapist for eating disorders that I'd been with. And she said, you can stop doing this. Like, you have to make the choice to stop doing this. And I'm like, what? Can't.
Oh, I have agency?
Yes.
That's wild.
Because, they didn't
teach
I don't
you
know that was like a moment. And so I made that choice. And then before I got divorced from my practice, terrible. We don't have to call my husband, do we? The ex. I had started going to church again because, again, I was like looking for something.
Yeah.
And this felt so bad and so heavy because I got married because I was supposed to.
Because you're supposed to.
Because you can't have sex unless you get married. I didn't want to be cut out from the family.
Right.
And so I didn't even necessarily believe it, but I didn't know how to have agency is the perfect word.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I started going back to a church. I got baptized again for the however many at the time.
Just in case.
Just in case. And it was more of
Cover
like
your
a
bases.
jeans church, where they
Oh,
have,
yeah.
like,
Oh,
good
it's progressive.
music.
Yeah.
But then when I started having sort of like my eyes started opening to like his behavior, he tried to use church against me. He tried to tell me, well, we need to go to counseling because, he wanted me to take his felon brother to church with me to Bible study, but he didn't want to go. It's like a whole thing. So I think there was something that happened out of there that I was like, I'm done. I don't have to do this anymore.
Yeah.
So I left.
Nobody's making me.
And then I think it actually was, it was funny you say it was the shack for me, but in a different way, because I was like, that's it. I'm not interested in religion. Religion is bad. If you are religious, like you like, I hate, like it was very, don't talk to me about that.
Yeah. Well, that's you being hurt by it.
Yes.
Your
like I'm so
natural
sick of
response.
feeling terrible about myself all the time and all the decisions that I made because I thought I had to because of this religious guideline that I'm trying to follow did nothing but make me hurt. And I thought it was my and I'm going to, look, I made my own decisions.
Sure.
But you get what I'm saying.
I do.
So I read that book and I remember crying because I thought, wait, it doesn't have to be fire and brimstone. Like there could just be somebody that they just love me.
Yeah.
And they just love me and that's it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And my parents
And there's
said
not an
that to me.
agenda.
And I, like, again, like, let's separate the two, right? Because there was nothing that they told me that came from a bad place.
For sure.
No,
It's how
of
you
course,
Just
interpret
what they
it.
knew.
But it was this different concept of there could also be some sort of spirituality and something bigger than me. And that thing it was just okay for me to just be. And so I don't know where I am with it still. I am sort of like experimenting with like a spirituality, if you will. Like I think that there's there's more than what we have right here, and I don't know what it is. And I think where I've landed most recently is I just don't know.
Yeah.
And that's okay. But I'm reading more about, like, I guess, what do you call it? Like Eastern theology and like Buddhism and Hinduism and just kind of some of those concepts. And it's fun to find the themes through all of the different religions.
Yes.
So I think I'm very still kind of afraid of organized religion in church.
Fair. Yeah.
Josh started going a couple weeks, and I didn't know that he was going.
Okay.
And I freaked out.
Oh.
I was like, what are you doing? We're going to get...
We didn't discuss this.
This is going to separate us. You don't understand what it is like. You can't have a life in church if we are not both there. It is very... And it was like a whole thing, which is probably for another time to talk about. But the reaction to me was visceral. Like, I was like, that's it. I'm going to lose my marriage because I'm not going back there. And I know what it's like there. So you can't be there without me, without it causing
a rift.
Yeah,
exactly. For sure.
And I mean, we worked through that. But anyways, it's just, so it's still... It's still like an emotional topic for me, I think. I thought I didn't even think it was until I found out he was going, and I was so upset. And he was like, why are you so upset? I just was going to like network. And I'm like,
I was just peeking through the window.
That's hard for me too, because he didn't have the same experience as me. So who am I to tell him that he can't go? That is completely out of my own fear. So that's something I was like, can we just put this on the table? Because like I know I need to probably deal with this, but I'm just not ready to do it right now.
Yeah.
I think that's totally fair. And that's interesting that you say that, because I think what I said in the beginning was like deconstruction for people who have felt they had no choice but to believe something feels like religion, right? Like it feels like finding freedom. And people who are lost and feel like they need something often find themselves in religion.
Yes.
But it's the same thing. We're both like you're grasping for the same thing, right? You're looking for a way to live. Like, what is the right way to live? Am I doing this right? Like, it's a questioning of yourself. But for us, the way that we were raised, it was like undoing what we've been taught and learning to listen to ourselves. So I can see it both ways, right? Like my dad's my dad has a beautiful conversion story. I will never like discount that for him, because I think it's amazing that he feels so strongly about this 45 years later. But that is his journey, and that's where it took him. And he was 20 years old. So like frontal lobe is still forming, right?
Yeah.
And he's still there. He's still in the same belief system that he went into when he converted, which is fine. But it's also not necessary for everyone to live a good life. I think that's a very frequent like argument, right? Like you can't live a moral, ethical life on your own moral framework. You need some kind of existing framework to follow, because
you need the church and community too.
And you need us.
An alternative.
Yes.
I'm like, I've had that conversation with people like, well, the church is there because you're supposed to have community. So you can walk through life together.
Yes.
And I'm like, I have
that.
People.
I actually have that.
I had that.
Yeah.
So cool.
I said, why do they have to go sit in a church on a Sunday? If that's where you find community, like you're saying, that's amazing. I love that.
Love that for you.
Love that.
That's great.
But when you have the conversations, and what I like about the conversations that we're having right now is there can be a difference of opinion, and we can leave saying, hey, we don't know. Like, this is what I think, and this is sort of what's been working for me. But if you have, with some folks, it's they'll have a conversation with you, but it feels calculated because it's still to get you to, well, I know you don't want to like hell, but that's just what
that's just how it is.
It's like, okay,
that was fun. Fun coffee chat.
Thank you.
Let's do this.
You want to
again
meet for
next
coffee?
Only if it's hot. Gotta get used to my new surroundings and I don't get caught up in the rap.
You can't win an argument with somebody who's an absolutist in religion, though, right? Like you can't. You can give your perspective all you want, but at the end of the day, if they truly believe that there's no other option than what they believe, you won't win. And that's kind of where it gets really tricky to have these conversations with people who are still very much in it. Is I'm like, it's kind of a waste of my time.
Yeah, it's a waste.
I know I'm not going to get anywhere, so it gets really frustrating.
And I don't need to win, but I don't like the concept of you're trying to persuade me.
Yeah. But it's a life or death scenario, right? Because if you don't persuade me, then I'm going to hell.
Correct.
So you failed.
Well, and I get that. I really do. So that's why
it's tough.
And my mom and I have come a long way in our conversations because she knows I don't believe the same things. But then for a while, like, she felt like she couldn't talk about any of her Christianity with me. I'm like, Mom, you're not going to offend me. It doesn't hurt me. And I believe a lot of the same concepts that you do. It just looks different for me. So it's helpful. What I've been trying to work on over the years is finding like the commonality instead of focusing on the difference. And like,
I like that. That's helpful.
I think it's helpful for both parties. But you're right. I've thought about that. If you think that if you don't get me to change my mind, I'm going to burn in hell forever, I have empathy for you or compassion, whatever that is, because thank you for trying to get me.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you. I'm glad that you love me, but also like I'm worried about how much anxiety that puts me in, right? Like that feels stressful. That's a lot. That's a big weight to carry.
You know, it's so interesting because being on this side, we can see the other side, but I often felt like being on the other side, like I could not see
for sure
this at all. And it's so sad when I think about that. You know, there was so much I couldn't experience because I couldn't see.
Well, because you're not really allowed to question. I guess that's where I'm trying to go. So like go out, and it's sort of like, what is the one that sends you out to do your little mission, and then you're supposed to...
That's Mormonism.
Yeah, and then you come back, because we're going to let you go and set you free, because I know you're going to come back.
Yeah. Because of course you are, because you're scared.
Well, that's true too. But it's not... Like you're told to explore and to read books, but it's all supposed to just further cement the same point that you started with.
Yes.
And I know that sounds...
It's not real exploration.
Yeah, and there's a difference.
Well, because you've been scared the whole time. And so, like, why would I go out there with those people?
Right.
Yeah, no, I don't want to. I'm going to come right back to the community that I have that makes me feel safe.
Right, and not be at a youth group where you're having a bonfire and someone says, like, see that fire? That's what it's like to burn it.
To burn it.
Like,
I know.
Why do you think I don't like campfires, man?
You have a lot of random weird triggers, huh?
Yeah, we do.
I mean, like, I've, like, gone past them, but I'm like, that brings back a core memory.
Yes.
Love that for me. There is something that's really important that we cover, guys, and it's the fact that I never heard God speak to me, and I thought that was, like, bad.
Oh.
Right? Like, the voice of God. I never was taken with the Spirit and fell around.
Because you're not a man.
Maybe, but there was women doing it. So there was something wrong with me. And then I went to a real concert, and I was like, oh, I get where they're falling out and getting so excited. It's just, it's the music.
It's the music.
It's the repetitive. Like, if we're going 8 bars in a row, and we're repeating and repeating, I'm like, okay, I'm in it.
I'm in it. Yes. I'm in it.
Yeah, there's like it's a weird thing.
I was always, speaking of hearing the voice of God, I was always like concerned that
in the room with us.
Right. So I was always concerned because I was like, is it me that's talking?
Yeah.
Or is it God that's talking to me? Or is it the devil? Like, I don't know. And now I'm afraid of what I feel.
Who is that?
Who is it? Oh, I was very confused.
I wonder if they're developing like an AI that can Lord translator, so you could put the feeling that you had and it can be like, yep, that's the Lord.
The Lord.
Like, oh,
yeah. It's not, it's AI.
Yeah. Communion push-up.
I think, like, spirituality for me now, like, I always wanted that. Like, I was jealous of people who had that seemingly deep relationship with God, where they heard God and they were speaking in tongues and they were falling all over themselves.
Oh, you guys had the tongues?
Yeah.
I didn't actually go. My church, like my main church, was never like that. But like I went to many that were like that. But I was always jealous because I was like, man, I want that. And
lots of shouting.
I'm good now, but I never felt that. And now, like, out of religion, being more in tune with myself and my inner knowing and this new version of spirituality that's not reliant on a system, I feel pretty good. Like, I don't feel like I'm missing something. And I feel like a lot of the times growing up always felt like if I wasn't experiencing those things, I was missing something, or I wasn't like, there's something wrong with me because like it's not clicking. I don't hear him.
Did you spit your communion juice out across everyone's head the first time you took communion?
No, that was just you.
No, what?
Why?
So
Was it
nervous.
gross?
No, because I couldn't stop laughing. Because you have to go do like the serious thing where you tell like one of the deacons or the pastor like why you're ready to take communion, and that you understand the significance.
How old were you?
9.
Exactly.
Way too young to answer that question.
So, but that was the cool thing to do, right? Like that's
yeah.
Look,
you got to do it
when you're in this church and these like in church function or church mode. Like these are the milestones.
Yep.
Like I memorize all the Bible verses. I won gold every year at Olympian Club, and I got to go to Whalen Park. Let me tell you what.
Okay, I didn't have as many competitions as you did.
I know, me either.
Sorry, girl. Anytime there's a competition, your girl won. So I was like nervous. I was sitting with my friends. I don't remember, but you know, you're supposed to be really serious, and you're trying really hard to be serious, and you're 9.
Yeah, impossible. So you laugh.
And I wanted to with my friends, so they're like, you know, passing around the thing, and I'm just holding it. And I'm like, no. And then, you know, do whatever they say in remembrance of me. So I take the little grape juice, and when I went, and my mom was. Anyway. Yeah,
that's a core memory.
Oh yeah, that's rough.
You don't really want to spit grape juice on people's church.
No,
but
you
thankfully
don't.
the chairs were like a maroon, so
it worked out.
They did that on purpose.
Probably there was other skewers.
That's good.
No, never did that.
Well, you missed out.
Definitely questioned whether I should be taking communion.
The Lord wasn't speaking to you.
A bajillion times I questioned if I wanted to take it. Like, can I do
But like
this?
everybody's getting up, and I can't be the only person
sitting down. So I'm going to get up because everybody's going to look at me. But oh my God, am I going to go to hell? Like, what happens when I go to sleep? Will I wake up? I'm going to pray really hard.
Wait, did you guys get in line and take it at the front?
Sometimes.
Did you pass the trays?
It depends on the church.
Both.
Okay, well, we always pass. Well, my grandma was Catholic, so when I sat, I wasn't allowed to take it at Catholic church, though.
Right.
Catholic church, they believed it
That's
really
wine.
turned into the blood and
Yeah. It's a literal
kind of
thing.
gross. It was communal. Anyways, but at mine, they passed the trays, so everybody drinks the juice at the same time. Well, you know how I am with mouth sounds. Everybody would gulp. Like the and I would it's disgusting.
Like full silence, all gulps, all at once.
Right,
everyone gulps.
And I just like I should have known that I had the auditory sensory issues. Maybe that's why I spewed.
That's where it started.
It wasn't. It didn't help.
Oh my gosh.
So, if you could leave people with one thing, Chelsea, like, what would it be?
One thing?
One thing. Just one thing.
Okay. A WWJD bracelet.
Oh.
What would Jenna do?
That's scary.
She's joking. I'm spewing.
I was going to say
spewing her grape juice again in rebellion. Oh, jeez. That's hard. I think I have learned to like find a lot of beauty in mystery and not knowing. And you're exploring a lot of like these Eastern religions. There's a lot of spirituality that is not a absolutism. That is not. There's factions of Christianity that are also not based in absolutism. If you look into Christian universalism, or I love the Christian mystics. Richard Rohr is an amazing resource for mysticism. But there's a lot of beauty in like the uncertainty and the mystery of God. So I think like just kind of embracing that if you are questioning, like there is so much precedence for that. There's way more precedence for questioning and mysticism than there is for the rapture happening today. So that's what I leave you with.
I really do what time.
I don't know. I didn't get that far into it.
I'm going to Google it.
All right. Audacity crew. I I don't know. This is very personal, and I'm not sure what you would want to share, if anything at all, about this, but we would love to hear from you. So
don't at me, though.
Yeah,
if I offended, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, our intent was never to offend.
No.
It was just to share where we were, because I think it's important. So if you want to talk to us a little bit about it, you can email us at info@theaudacityeffect.com, or you can find us on social, _Audacity Effect, Audacity_Effect. I do this every single time. _Audacity_Effect. You can find us.
Good job.
And
You did it.
Don't Google what time is the rapture, because you can get punked by Christian magazines that give you the no one knows the date and time. I'm like, dang it! I thought it was 4 p.m. Eastern.
That is the verse, though, and I'm sure you know it, Miss Gold winner.
Yes, she does.
Well, this is really good.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for being here, and
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah,
That's really good.
that's great.
All right.
And October 25th.
October 25th.
Yes.
We'll put all your socials in the show notes so that people can come to the grand opening.
That's going to be so fun.
Well, only if you liked that. If you didn't like it, please don't come and throw tomatoes or anything.
No one's throwing tomatoes.
Okay.
No, and plus you really want to get your fitness level like 1/8 of what Chelsea does, so you should definitely go to their studio.
Oh,
Definitely.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we'll talk to you guys later.
Later, taters.
Bye.
Gotta give